optimizing pharmaceutical manufacturing in Nigeria. The pharmaceutical sector in Nigeria, in any economy, plays a prominent role in the general health of citizens residing in the country. Nigeria is not an exception. Owing to its significance in the general welfare of the economy, it is imperative to give serious attention to issues that concern this sector. The Nigerian pharmaceutical sector is known to be complex as it involves numerous players: manufacturer, national regulator, wholesalers and retailers, government ministries, and other stakeholders. This means that there is a need for these sectors to put in additional effort to create an enabling environment to exploit the full potential of the sector. Joining me on the show today is Olumide Awoyemi, founder and CEO of SYMMEX Technology Lagos. Will be helping us understand the issues around pharmaceutical manufacturing in Nigeria. There is no doubt that the issue about high cost of medication, particularly drugs in Nigeria, is of very heavy concern. So Olumide will be helping us understand what's really happening. Why are we having issue with our manufacturing sector in terms of pharmaceutical aspect of the economy? What is the challenges? What can we learn from development climes that have really improved the pharmaceutical manufacturing sector? And what can people like Olumide, who are working around that sector, to ensure it works? What can we do to either incentivize that sector, or call for government support, or even demand for regulation that will help them to function, optimally in that sector? So Olumide will be joining me right now. Mr. Olumide, a very good day to you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So let's So let's get down to the issue right now, Mr. Olumide. First question I want to put to you is that, what is your assessment of the Nigerian health sector?
Okay, Mr. Mifolani, thank you for having me. Yes, Nigeria health sector has got its many challenges, and we should all appreciate the fact that virtually no sector of the economy, as it were, and can perform better than the whole. We should keep in mind that the country is going through a period of, should I say, of transformation. After many years of macroeconomic instability. So it is impossible, or it will be foolhardy of us not expect all those metastructural factors to affect the health sector. And that is why most of the stats in that sector, they are not so encouraging, but as grim as they might seem on the surface. For example, take for the life expectancy in Nigeria. Globally, the life expectancy is about 73 years of age, but in Nigeria, it is about 55. Talk of something like maternal mortality. Yes, Nigeria has the highest maternal mortality in the world. About 512 deaths for every 100,000 live births. Talk of infant mortality. Talk about patient to doctor ratio. We've got just one doctor for about 5,000 Nigeria, whereas what WHO expects is 600 a doctor for every 600 patients. So I can go on and on to reel out statistics that reflect what the situation is in health sector. However, we must also appreciate the efforts that government at all levels are making to reposition the sector. Yes. Exactly. A notable example for me is the several initiative of the current Minister of Health, to strengthen, the healthcare value chain, and its particular emphasis, on deepening the pharma manufacturing ecosystem. So all in all, we've got challenges, but then these challenges, the opportunity for entrepreneurs, for policymakers, to rise up to the occasion and provide solutions, that can ease people's burden, and ensure that, Nigerians, have the healthcare, first of all, to participate in prosperity. Because elders will say health is wealth. So there's a certain level of health that an individual needs to enjoy to even have the opportunity to prosper. To prosper, you have to have education, you have to work, and without being in sound health, there's practically nothing that anyone can do. So that's my view about the broader health sector.
Exactly. When we talk about the broader health sector, Mr. Olumide, let's now focus on that segment of our discussion, the pharmaceuticals manufacturing sector of Nigeria. from what you have said so far, it means that there's a link between the pharmaceutical sector and the Nigerian health sector. But what is the challenge in the pharmaceutical manufacturing sector of Nigeria that you have seen so far?
Okay, yes. Just like the broader health sector is not immune or isolated from broader metastructural factors affecting Nigeria's economy. Yes, from macro point of view. Yes. So the pharma sector is also not immune. Being the case that the country is developing and we fundamentally don't have the knowledge base to be at the cutting edge of development in that sector. However, I must say that players in that sector are putting in their best. They are genuinely applying themselves to make the best of all the resources we've got in the country. And that is why, as of today, the sector is worth not less than $2 billion. So you can imagine what that means for job creation and a whole lot of activities that happen along that value stream. Because manufacturing of pharmaceutical products is that stage of the pharma value chain where they get to, on a routine basis, manufacture drugs, so to speak, whose safety, efficacy and quality, has already been established, via a lengthy process, of clinical trial. Of course, I don't want to bore with other details, but as it is today, the sector has got potential. The sector is growing. However, even if players in the sector don't have immediate control over the headwinds or macroeconomic challenge, there are certain things that they can do that is within their sphere of influence in terms of improving their own operational efficiency. And that is where firms like SYMMEX come into play. So we realize that there are certain things that is constraining that sector, from realizing the potential, even within the dynamics of existing challenges.
Exactly. Before we get to that, Mr. Olumide, 1 minute. Before you get to that aspect of, sharing your thought as a player in that industry, there's something that I came across when I was preparing for this show. Now, the market size of pharmaceutical in Nigeria is huge. You have made mention of that, which are also very interesting. It's over $2 billion US when it comes to pharmaceutical manufacturing in Nigeria. But critically, is it that we are having lack of incentive that is supporting players like you to ensure that we have abundance of it in Nigeria?
Well, I wouldn't say that there's lack of incentive, because the reality is that the government has done a whole lot really in terms of policy initiative. There was the national drug policy of Chibolonye Obasanjo that was in 2004, and there have been several enactments here and there to make sure that the industry get incentive in it to get better. And very recently, the current administration of President Tinubu did ensure that pharmaceutical-based raw materials and inputs across pharmaceutical ingredients, talk about their excipients and machine, are not tariff exempt, and it was a certain period. So we cannot make light of the intention of government to provide incentive for that sector. So largely, the government is making efforts, just like I mentioned about the tariff exemption given to a wide array of inputs that are used in pharma manufacturing.
But what
much more could still be done.
Exactly.
Much more could still be done.
Definitely, there's room for improvement. There's room for us to enlarge, all the largest that will come from the government. But a player like you and others who have been trying, who are local-based pharmaceutical innovators, researchers, what are you bringing up so that with the tariff exemption that is coming from government? So what are you guys bringing up so that we can have a convergence of pharmaceutical development in Nigeria?
Okay, for us at SYMMEX, we realize that manufacturers in the pharma sector have some certain operational challenges that's hindering them from attaining optimal efficiency and regulatory compliance. And the core of this challenge is the use of manual, paper-based legacy process for process management. And paper-based process management in pharma are fraught with many challenges. So these challenges, like I mentioned earlier, the inner productivity, the inner efficiency, and regulatory compliance, which are also expected, to be at the optimum for main pharmaceutical manufacturers. So for us, I haven't seen that challenge. We rise to the occasion to develop a digital system, of course, that can help these manufacturers to track and document, their process, such that challenges like for visibility, yes, because with that digital system, you will agree with me that it is almost impossible to monitor any process in real time. Yes.
Very interesting from Mr. Olumide, very interesting from you, because I'm hearing it from you that at this point in time, the Nigerian pharmaceutical sector need to go digital. Is that what that is involved at this point in time?
Yes, exactly. Yes, players in that sector need to actually adopt cutting-edge management solutions to optimize their operation, and those are the kind of solutions that we provide in the market. And first of its kind, even though MES exists across the world, there are legacy MES, that is manufacturing execution software provided by industrial giants like Siemens, Rockwell Automation, and the likes. But those software are just too complex. They are not localized. But for the very first time, a group of entrepreneurs and developers who understand local context have developed something that is homegrown, that is attuned to the real challenges faced by local players. And this solution, of course, is priced in naira.
Exactly.
Yes. So it's a robust system that manages the entire production process across all the functional departments. Talk about production, inventory management, quality control, quality assurance, and of course, asset management, which is also critical, for the optimal management of manufacturing. Not only ensure productivity and efficiency, but also regulatory compliance. Because for pharma, compliance burden is quite high. It is not enough for players in the industry to do something. It must be thoroughly documented, and those documents must be traceable. So manual paper-based system makes that process of tracing documents and validating information extremely tedious for everybody, including manufacturers themselves and the regulators that has the responsibility to play oversight function on those players. So with the digital system, you can engender robust efficiency.
Thank you, Mr. Olumide. Mr. Olumide, this is quite very innovative, talking about digitalizing the pharmaceutical sector, particularly with some controversy that we have had with pharmaceutical products, either they are from NAFDAC or from Sun and from the rest. But I want to appreciate you for coming on the show, sharing your thoughts and helping us to understand that at this point in time, the Nigerian pharmaceutical sector need to go digital, and that is quite instructive going forward. So thank you for coming on the show today, Mr. Olumide.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, sir. So definitely it's a developing issue. Maybe we may still need to call you so that we can have more broader perspective talking about digitalizing Nigerian pharmaceutical manufacturing sector via optimization of that sector. But thank you so much for coming on the show, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm always happy to come around.
All right, sir.
Call on me anytime, then I'm happy to come to your show to share my thoughts.
All right, sir.
Thank you so much. In pharma sector.
All right, sir.